Hi, I'm Stevie C and the place to be. This is the Webster Theatre in Arbroath, where I've been working as tech crew on the 2022 pantomime Rapunzel featuring Puss in Boots. It's become tradition over the years for me to decorate the green room. I use a mix of low-voltage fairy lights, mains voltage LED strings run from capacitive droppers, and USB icicle lights. And, for the first time ever, my own LED PCB creations. Another member of staff supplied this pink Christmas tree, and I made up a set of lights for it. I did this by recycling a blown set of tungsten fairy lights by replacing the lamps with LEDs, then adding in a capacitive dropper sourced from eBoo. I'm going to upgrade these, and I'll take you back to the bench to show you why. Is that the right one? Yes. Because I can always speed it up and... This is going to be a pain in the arse, isn't it? Why did I say I was going to do this? No, it don't zoom. Because when I speed it up in the edit, it'll look like I'm going much faster.
With the Ben Hill music.
Right. Now I'm back at the workbench, so you can see what I mean in more detail. This old set of lights uses these standard yellow LEDs, which I'm not too keen on, which I'll show beside these much more vibrant yellow ones, which are actually white ones, painted with this glass and acrylic paint. However, the worst thing about this light set is the power supply. I hadn't qualified as a pat test technician at the time of building these, but knowing what I do now, this set would definitely fail on account of the primary insulation on show, the questionable IP rating and structural integrity of the case, and the fact that no tools are required to open the box. I was a bit dubious about the components supplied with these, so I have replaced the capacitors with ones rated for our mains voltage. However, replacing components will only go so far, as that won't help with the squirmy clearance between the traces. In defense of my past self, this was only ever handled by technically competent people, but I thought I'd assemble a much safer set, with the bonus of being able to include these new LEDs I now have in stock. As usual, I went into Sprint Layout and designed my hopefully safer version. Have I come full circle by cloning a Chinese product, which was almost certainly a clone of another product? Electrically, my version is identical. It's a capacitive dropper with space for four 1N4007 diodes, a film dropper capacitor, an electrolytic smoothing capacitor, discharge resistors, and an inrush limit resistor. I've got much more clearance between my traces. The film capacitor limits the current much like a resistor would, except without producing heat. The four diodes form a bridge rectifier to convert the AC to DC, which LEDs require. The electrolytic capacitor smooths the voltage to reduce flicker, and the resistors discharge the capacitors for safety reasons. An inrush limit resistor protects the LEDs from voltage spikes, which helps them last longer. To calculate the required dropper capacitor size, I've added up all the forward voltages of the LEDs I intend to use in the light set and subtracted that from the mains voltage. This gives me the voltage to be dropped across the resistor, or in this case the capacitor. I've already calculated the equivalent resistances of various capacitors that I have in stock, and I've chosen 330 nanofarad value. The reason being is because I divide the voltage to be dropped by the 9646 ohms of the 330 nanofarad capacitor, and it gives us an approximate drive current of 20 milliamps. My PSU will be housed in this project box, which is built to a higher standard than the previous enclosure and requires a tool to open it, i.e. a screwdriver. Number 10. Do not remove this label. That's better. I'm going to shorten the light set from 100 down to about 48, but that's still an upgrade from the 29 of the previous set. I do this by removing these lamps from the holders. Push the arse of the lamp holder out like so. Do the same again for this one. So now the contacts can be removed and replaced with ones from elsewhere in the set. Like so. You've probably seen me do this dozens of times before, but what I'll be doing is removing the lamp from the holder, then removing the glass bulb from the lamp cap. Then I'll be taking a Sharpie and denoting one side as the negative with a line like that, because LEDs are polarity sensitive. Then I'll be inserting an LED into the holder. The long lead is positive, the short one is negative, so I'll line the short one with the mark I've just made. Folding the leads back like that. And then cropping them short with the side cutters like that. And then dropping it. And now to save time, I'm going to do this in time lapse. So you probably didn't see that during the time lapse because iOS 16 crashed again, but I'm having some problems inserting the LEDs into the light set. Normally what happens is it would be a friction fit. So this one, I'm just obeying the polarity here, push into the... That's not supposed to happen. I don't know what it is about this light set, maybe it's the cold temperature, I don't know. So what I've been using is a tiny wee dab of hot melt glue to hold the LED in the light set. So again, obeying the polarity. That's what should happen, it should be a friction fit, that's not falling out. That's what should happen all the time, every time. But as I say, for some reason today, it's not happening. So obviously I can't just plug this into the mains. Well, I could, but the whole light set would go Kablammo. So we need to solder the light set into the LED driver. I put this bit of tape on earlier to denote that that's the positive side of the light set. So I'm going to choose an arbitrary amount of input flex. I'll put the supply there maybe. That should be enough. Choppy choppy. So first of all, very important to remember to feed the wires through the project box. So that's the AC side soldered in. Spot what I've not done here. Fed that through the project box. Idiot. There it goes. So as you can see, it's pulling about 1.8, 1.9 watts. Power factor is not brilliant. So as I said before, the power supply is now safely contained in this project box. You need a tool to open it up. The wiring is double insulated because the light set met British standards before, and it still does now. Again, it's maintenance potential, but so was the old light set. And now we have these nice vibrant yellow colour LEDs. We have several colour changing ones. Quite a lot of pink ones. So yeah, let's go back to the theatre and get these back in the tree. So now we're back in the green room, where my assistant is holding the phone while his more glamorous colleague installs the lights.
Yay! Woo! Yeah! Christmas! What will clap it?
If you enjoyed this project, like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.